start to the basics. How can crypto play an increasing role in the marijuana space?
I think most of us know at this point that marijuana, cannabis, hemp is an industry that struggled for a very long time. And most of us have come to the realization that whether it's the medicinal properties of the plant and the THC, there's very real uses here in the cannabinoids and the CBD, that there's significant medical use cases, and also in industrial uses, also in remediation uses. And so really happy to see all of that. Payment processing and banking for the sector has also been very challenging for anyone that works in the space. And so cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is able to address some of those issues. It's also able to address provenance and supply chain so that you can track seed to sale. There's a bunch of interesting use cases for the tech.
It's interesting, Brock, because I'm hearing a lot of it could, the word could coming from you, but cannabis has been legal in states for many years, and we haven't seen crypto really take off as a way to help with the challenges that the cannabis industry faces. Why is that?
Well, I think that's a good point, that it's not as advanced as I would think it is. Part of it is that the federal government still hasn't legalized this industry. It hasn't. It's still on a state basis only. The federal government still has its position. There's a bill in the House right now being looked at. We still have over 2 million Americans in our prisons for growing, selling, or even carrying cannabis, and that's a terrible thing. But in terms of why it hasn't happened for this sector, and why we haven't seen all of your dispensaries accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment, it should be the case. I think part of it is sales. The cryptocurrency community should be doing a better job of going to every one of these dispensaries. There are projects, though, like Potcoin. There is CanadaDAO. There are NFTs. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of activity that is not could, but is. I mean, I can show you a stack of documents right now of projects. There's a tremendous amount of activity, but I think most people are still going in and paying with cash, and I'd like to see that change.
Brock, let's talk about stablecoins, let's talk about Tether, and let's talk about tokenization. When nickel was failing to provide price discovery in the market just a few weeks ago, we were all talking about this. Is there a better way to find price discovery, and could that be through tokens? So just be really keen to get your take on that.
Well, in terms of price discovery, I mean, a system that runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that is, up and running is an excellent tool. I mean, there's a project called Numerai, which is beating most of the hedge funds in the world in terms of its AI tech and how it compensates scientists around the world. Really interesting stuff. It's kind of like a next generation Renaissance. And so there's a lot of activity in terms of how this tech, these tools can be used to create better price discovery and therefore more efficient markets.
Brock, we only have 30 seconds left, but I got to ask about your potential Senate run in Vermont. What's the status of that? Are you ready to declare your candidacy officially?
Well, we filed in November, and I've talked to almost everyone I know in the state. I've been making the rounds, talking to all the leaders I can find in the state. And so far, this is a consensus building exercise, a listening exercise. And so far, everyone seems to be very enthusiastic. And so I'd say outlook good.